Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I'm really glad you're here. Today's date is Monday, October 24th, 2022. And as I was looking at headlines today, trying to decide what to speak about, I noticed that the fear mongering has been ratcheted up almost exponentially. And it bothered me. It really did. Although I know that people that watch this channel are learning or have learned how to um, just reject fear porn and to go about their lives and in the best possible and kindest way. Um, but I did see something that was rather gratifying. I wanted to share it with you. Hang on just a second. According to a New York Times poll yesterday, uh, Trey Gowdy, Trey Gowdy was speaking about this on Fox News. Now, understand, New York Times is pretty mainstream, pretty liberal. 84% of respondents feel that mainstream media poses a threat to democracy. Well, we could argue that we don't really have democracy anymore if we ever did. We could. We could talk about how we're a constitutional republic or get into that. I just love that 84%. Why? Because the highest estimate I have seen about people that would be considered awake, that are not buying mainstream narratives, looking elsewhere for news and information, is 30%. So that means even our sheeple, our sleepers, are seeing through this ludicrous thing called the mainstream media and their news sources. I think that's fabulous news. I do, because it was thanks to the mainstream media that I woke up. I thought, there is no way this is all the truth that's out there. I'm going to find another perspective. I'm going to find other voices. And that means to me that there may possibly be a big upcoming waking up event for people. So I want to ask the cards tonight. Is this pervasive mistrust of mainstream media kind of heralding an event that will have even more people waking up? And what does the universe want us to know about the current mainstream media? So let's see what the cards have to say. I've never just specifically asked about the media before, and I can't wait to see what the universe wants us to know. So again, based on that poll, what does the universe want us to inform us about the actions and outlook for mainstream media? Let's keep it to that. Okay, 1 second. Okay, we can camouflage and hide from a lot of things, but not the universe. So what does the universe want us to know about the actions and current outlook for mainstream media in our world? We have the Sun card. We have the Two of Pentacles, Justice, Knight of Swords, Seven of Cups, Page of Swords, and Strength. Okay, well, when we have major arcana show up, it tells us the information that is being shared is pretty well set in stone. It's not going to be too likely to change. And our question about the mainstream media is indicated by the Sun card. It's interesting because the Sun card is a card of joy and well-being and favorable circumstances. And we were asking about the outlook. It looks like we've got some really favorable circumstances, especially with that recent poll result of 84% of people that see the mainstream media as a threat to democracy. That change is inevitable and on the way. Now, it looks like currently we've got about 50% of The mainstream media actually has some ties to white hats. 50% is still heavily deep state, but it's no longer, even though the narratives aren't changing too much, you get a little here and there, like that interesting description CNN had for the vote to subpoena Mr. T. They called it theatrical. So we're getting little hints that the climate is changing. The reason why is in the recent past, I believe they've served a lot of legal notices and indictments against news people, and they have faced some consequences quietly for their actions. If you recall, some months back, there was a huge outbreak of after the dinner for the White House correspondents. There was a they kind of went quiet for a while. So someone might have read the Riot Act, and I'm saying that because right here front and center we have almost my main White Hat Alliance card going on here. He is charging. He is all about forward motion, and he is not going to be deterred, swayed, or discouraged. I mean, he embodies everything we, as people who are awake, need to do. To just say, nope, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. This world is changing, and I'm part of that happy change. Okay, and that's happening in the present. So we had some justice that's been served quietly. In the present, the white hats are in control, which is one of the reasons, and he's charging towards his son. It's one of the reasons this change is happening. Now, that doesn't mean we're not still going to have some conflicting stories. The 50% that's still out there that are negative are going to be doing their best to have us fearful, worried, afraid of stepping out of line, just afraid of everything, whether it's a virus or what our officials are going to impose on us. They're doing their best with smoke and mirrors here to still continue to make it seem like their 50% is much more powerful and pervasive than the 50% it still is. The Page of Swords is giving us a little more information about this smoke and mirrors. Page of Swords is an interesting card to show up here, because the Page of Swords is a card that indicates truth. Diplomatic truth, definitely, but truth and intelligence, very perceptive. Okay, so despite their efforts to seem to have more control of the narratives than they've had, or equal to what they've had in the past, people are waking up to how skewed the news is. There has been some justice served, and we've got the truth is going to prevail, is what's showing here. Despite their efforts, truth will prevail. Now, this is not our main advice card. That was the Page of Swords, which is perception, truth, diplomacy. But strength is involved here. This is a universal major arcana card. And it's a very loving energy, honest and true, and strength. So the white hats have the strength here, gradually getting to the upper hand. I don't think that there's going to be the 50% that are still just feel like they have no choice but to stay the course and be doom and gloom bearers and try to promote fear porn. Maybe they're compromised. Maybe they've been, hoodwinked and brainwashed themselves. Who knows? Who knows? But the mainstream media, as we know it, is going away. Absolutely going away. And what part of it's going away is, the deep state part. So I'd like to real quick, I'm going to reshuffle the cards, and let's ask for I'm going to do a quick 9-card spread, current, 3 months, 6 months outlook for mainstream media. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, well, as always, I will let you watch me do the final part of this shuffle. And let's see what's going on. Current, 3 months, 6-month outlook for mainstream media. I'm kind of thinking change is coming really soon, so I'd like to see if that's confirmed in the cards. Okay, this is current. Clarifying, a little more information here. 3 months. Clarifying, more information. 6 months. Clarifying. More information. Okay, it looks like change is happening soon, as I was kind of wondering and hoping about, because their current card was the 10 of Wands. Wands are actions, tens are the ending of something. So the end of their ability to act with impunity, to have very scripted and partisan narratives is coming to an end. It's being clarified by the fact that they're being impacted by the King of Pentacles here, which is he's a faithful provider, success and sovereignty, okay, and generosity. Nothing that our current mainstream would be described as. So that's what's impacting and causing this 10 to be an end of change. Knight of Pentacles is showing up here. Knight of Pentacles is progress and stability. So yeah, the change has been slow in coming. Some of it has been allowed to be very covert so far, but change is absolutely coming. That is bolstered by the 3-month outlook here. The 6 of Wands is showing up for the outlook for 3 months from now for the mainstream media. It's a victory card, okay? It's a white hat type of victory because they're being impacted by the Chariot, which is, he's the younger version of the Emperor, the Supreme White Hat card. And when things are moving and in flux and change is happening, the Chariot card often shows up, okay? We have an Ace of Cups here on this side, giving us a little further information. That's one of potential for fulfillment and love, and and creativity. So it looks like within 3 months, we're going to have some obvious change happening to mainstream media, more than just the hints we're getting now. And in 6 months, with the Wheel of Fortune being what showed up here for their major arcana outcome, things are going to have completely changed for the media in 6 months. The Page of Swords is here, giving us a little further information for that. And the Page of Swords, again, is our truth. See, it showed up in the last one too, and it was well mixed in here. Truth and diplomacy are going to prevail, okay? And the 5 of Pentacles is one of willing hardship, okay? Now, 5s are temporary situations. There are some that are going to willingly not be part of the change. Just as we know, not everybody is going to choose to wake up. You know, it's just, we are creatures with free will, sentient beings with free will, and some people will choose to go their own way rather than to be part of this fabulous and wonderful change that is about to happen for our world. And that's their right to do it. Whether we think it's silly or not, we have to respect that. So that poll seems to be accurate. It's not just people that are awake that are finding that they don't trust the mainstream media anymore. And I think that's really good news, something positive for us to take away from this tarot read. And before I end this video, I just want to remind you, we know if big events are headed between now and early November, there's going to be a ramp up of the attempts to have you be fearful. Be prepared. You know, when you're in a situation where caution's indicated, use caution, but don't let yourself be fearful. And don't be afraid to turn off media and get out and get yourself grounded, get some fresh air. Go to a shelter and pet some kitties or read to some puppies. Do whatever you need to do to keep yourself realizing that life is precious. It's a gift. And that fear is quite often a choice and optional. Okay? Please, because we need to enjoy this gift of life we've been given and make the most of it. And there's so much positive change that is just so close to happening. And the way to be ready for it is to make some common sense preparations. Yes, have gas in your gas tank, a little cash at home, extra food, you know, just in case something we have to hunker down for a little while. But most of all, just love who you love and be kind and good and joyful whenever you have the slightest opportunity. You don't need a reason to be happy. You need a reason to be fearful. You need a reason to have negative of anything, but we were born for joy. So don't be afraid to feel it. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, mainstream media, your days are numbered, and quietly, some of you have already been dealt with. So I love it. I love it. Until next time, I wish you all love and light, and just enjoy your lives. Okay? Don't turn things off if you need to, including me. Okay? Whatever it takes to keep yourself in a good place and looking forward to the future, do it.